Hey, hi, and howdy, sweet friends. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new. My name is Courtney. I do food and kitchen content on YouTube. That means weekly grocery hauls on Tuesdays, what's for dinner style videos on Saturday, which is what I feed my family, and then, of course, this video that I've started now, which is what I'm eating on the Mediterranean diet. So I'm just sharing a couple of the recipes because I'm doing it, not my whole family, just me. All right, let's kick it off with some chicken fajitas. This one was so good and so filling, honestly. Now, the meat that I used was actually just store-bought marinated chicken fajita meat from HEB because I think it tastes fabulous, and my husband just threw it on the grill. So you can use whatever meat or just keep it veggies if you want to, and that is fine. I will list my favorite fajita recipe or marinade down below for y'all if you want to give it a shot. But otherwise, you can just pick some up that's pre-marinated because I think that is a great time saver. And sometimes that's what you need. You need to save some time. All right, so with my fajitas, I like loads of veggies. So I've got some bell peppers and some onions, and I just sauteed them in a little bit of my garlic oil, added some salt until they started to get kind of soft, and then I threw in a little bit of Worcestershire sauce and just let them kind of saute for another minute or two. And I like them to have like a little bite left to them, a little crispness. So I went ahead and pulled them out. Another great veggie that I love with my fajitas is mushrooms. So I've got a ton of mushrooms because I will eat on these throughout the week. I have some other things I'm going to do with them. So I've just got them all nicely sliced up, and I threw them in a skillet with some of my garlic oil. If you're interested in that garlic oil, how to make it, it's super simple. So I always have that video linked down below. It's the byproduct of making my confit garlic, which is just basically roasted garlic that is always ready to go. Anyway, once I've got those mushrooms in the skillet with the garlic oil, I like to toss a little bit of salt on them because it helps pull out the moisture and just kind of speed up the cooking process. Now, when it comes to cooking mushrooms, you can cook them to the doneness that you like. Maybe you like them like fully cooked. Maybe you like a little texture left to them. That's up to you. You be the judge of that. Cook them the way you like them. I don't go nuts with ingredients. My garlic oil, or I would do like regular oil and garlic powder, some salt, and sometimes I do Worcestershire sauce, sometimes I don't. I did today because I knew I was going to be using them on the fajitas, and it just kind of brings out a nice flavor that I like with the fajitas. So I just went ahead and tossed a little bit in there, but sometimes I don't do that. Now you'll see these make another appearance throughout the video, so stay tuned for that. All right, and then last thing that I'm going to prep is some black beans because black beans are yummy, and I feel like you need beans whenever you make fajitas. So I've got some black beans that I rinsed and sorted, and I threw them in my slow cooker with a bunch of water. I ended up doing 8 cups of water to, I think it was like 1.5 cups of beans. I threw in 2 bay leaves, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and some dehydrated onion. I've also got some chili powder and a little bit of smoked paprika that I'm going to throw in there, and some pepper. I do not salt my beans until they're done because I've heard that that makes the skins tougher if you salt them in the very beginning. So I don't. I just wait till I'm finished and they're fully cooked, and then I salt them to my desired saltiness. Anyway, beans in the slow cooker are easy. Just put it on high until they're done. That's the finished dish. I just cooked a box rice mix, which is kind of cheating, but it was easy, and the fajitas were fabulous, so I cannot recommend that enough. Okay, onto this egg bake. Now, this was like my big casserole style meal that I made because I do that. Since I'm the only one in the house doing the Mediterranean diet, I'll make like 1 or 2 big things and kind of eat on them throughout the week just to kind of make things easier since I still have to cook dinner for my family as well. So I started off with a leek, and I'm sauteing it in some of my garlic oil. If you don't have garlic oil, again, you could make it or add some garlic powder or some minced garlic into this recipe. But I sauteed the leeks. You could always sub onions. I just needed to use the leek up. And I let it start to get a little bit soft and added some salt to it. And then I threw in so much spinach. And you can see it just literally wilting down before your eyes. It was so much spinach. And of course, once you cook it, it just amounts to next to nothing. That's what it looks like. And then I'm going to throw in a bunch of those mushrooms that I used for the fajitas. Probably a lot of mushrooms. You might not like this many mushrooms. I am a huge fan of mushrooms, so I definitely put a ton in there, but you can kind of adjust that to whatever it is you like. Or if you have some other veggies, the next time I do this, I think I'm going to do potatoes, bell peppers, onions, and mushrooms. I'll film that one when I do it as well, but I think that's what my next egg bake will be. But I just threw in a ton of those. They kind of give like that meatiness to it if you're not putting meat in there, which you could, but it's a little trickier on the Mediterranean diet to kind of stick to some healthier meat. So I just go with veggies. Then I took a bunch of eggs. I think I did like 8. And I'm going to add in about a cup of cottage cheese. This is going to bulk it up, add tons of protein to it. Cottage cheese is a great protein source because you can kind of mix it into anything. I want to go ahead and season these too, so I'm adding in a little bit of salt there and a little bit of pepper. And then you could always just, scramble your eggs normally, but I like it really smooth. And if you do that, you get the chunks of cottage cheese. So I just hit it with my immersion blender so it's nice and smooth. There's no chunks of anything in there. But again, if you want it to be chunky with the cottage cheese, that's awesome. You can do that. It's just a personal preference thing. Normally, I'm like big on texture, but for whatever reason for this, I wasn't. Anyway, you can see those are nicely mixed. So I've got a casserole dish and I'm spraying it with some nonstick spray. I'm using an avocado oil spray there. Eggs stick, so you definitely want to spray your pan. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in all of those veggies. I'm trying not to get all of that juice in the bottom because we don't really need it. It'll just water down the casserole. You want to spread these into a nice even layer across the bottom. I'm going to do that now and just kind of make sure try to make sure everything is evenly distributed so I have an equal amount of spinach and mushrooms throughout the real estate of the egg bake there. Once that's done, we really just need to pour our eggs, we need to add our cheese first. I almost forgot. Feta cheese, yum. If you're not using feta cheese, give it a shot. It's got a strong taste. It's really tangy, but it adds so much flavor and it's a little bit better for you than regular cheese. I like this kind of, normally I would buy the Sam's Club crumbled cheese because it's easy, but I bought this block because I heard people say it tastes way better. Guys, it does. If you can buy it in a regular whole block that's not processed and crumbled like that, the flavor and the texture is so different. I love it. So I crumbled up not even half this block at the end of the day. It has a lot of flavor. You don't need a ton. And it's not a big block either. I know it looks like a lot of cheese, but it's really not. And then I just poured my egg mix over the top. Now, one thing you do want to do is get like a fork or your spatula and kind of move everything around so the eggs settle down between all of the bits of veggies and feta cheese in there, and they kind of get down to the bottom, and that lets the casserole bake all the way together and solidify. You definitely want to do that. Other than that, pop this in your oven, 350. Mine took about 40 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes. But, oh, so delicious and so easy. Sliced it up and ate it throughout the week. All right, avocado toast. Everybody knows avocado toast, right? You could do this a million ways. This is one variation. I'll be hitting you with another one soon. I've got my skillet, and I'm putting a little bit of garlic oil in there. And then I'm just going to crack my eggs in and watch me get some eggshell in there like a pro, right? Just fish it out. Use your eggshell to pull the shell out of the egg. It really is the best way to get it out of there. It doesn't run from the eggshell. Like, if you stick your finger in there, it's like it starts running away from you. It won't do that to the shell. I went ahead and just dropped my eggs right in the skillet, and I like to just bust up the yolks with my spatula. Now, you could totally just fry your eggs and have runny yolks. I wasn't in the mood for that today because it's kind of messy. So I just did it this way, and this always works out great. I love to top my eggs with everything but the bagel seasoning and a little bit of salt. It has so much flavor. It's really, really good. Now here I've got some whole grain bread. It's got all kinds of nuts and seeds in it. You want to try to get the healthiest bread you can. So that's what I have done here. I know some of the breads can be expensive. This is not the Ezekiel bread or anything. It's just a nice whole grain bread. It's got like oats and sunflower seeds and all kinds of stuff in it. That was the healthiest I could find that I thought was within a reasonable price range. I just mashed up an avocado and put half of it on each slice of toast. Those are some air fryer okra fries, I call them. It's just okra that I sliced in half. I season them with salt and garlic powder, throw them in my air fryer till they get crispy. And okra has so many health benefits, so I just toss this on the side, but you could do any veggie or fruit here. It's up to you. Sometimes I do sliced tomatoes and cucumbers, but today I went with the okra. And then I just top all of that with my eggs, and we are good to go. It's so easy to make, but it's such a filling meal. Like, this really does keep you full for a long time because it's got healthy fats like the avocado and the egg yolk that really, really bulk up the meal, and they'll keep you from feeling hungry really, really soon. Anyway, those are the meals. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I'll list or link all the recipes